The Factory Must Grow, From Starter to Megabase, Episode 11, Second Generation Mining and Smelting, or how much of it I can actually get around to. So we now have all sorts of neat blueprints, which we have now copied into our game area for doing second generation mines and second generation steel smelting and second generation normal smelting. And now it's a matter of setting it all up and getting it going. I want to leave plenty of space for other things. I may have some more oil to put in here, and I'd like to keep it local. Let's start this about here. So we're going to need 2 lines of iron turned into steel. And we're going to need 2 belts of iron plate and 3 belts of copper. And in the future, we're going to need 3 more belts of copper. So I'm going to just go ahead and play those out. So the first 3 belts of copper are going to go into our electronic circuits. The next belt of copper will be used for making advanced circuits, and they'll be kind of wrapped around everything. And the last 2 will eventually be peeled off. I think those are for low density structures, which is coming fairly soon. So there's our massive smelter thingy. And the robots will start making that. Oh, hey, look at that. I think I got this centered within those chunks. Chunk, that's the word I was looking for. I keep saying cells. Okay, so new smelter is 4 chunks wide. How about that? So now we need to get our logistics network spread across. If we put these up here, it doesn't stretch all the way down. So we're going to need to have logistics down around here somewhere. So where is our logistics network right now? Down that way. Yeah, there it is. So if I settle on a vertical position for this that is, say, here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and place that to start with. There. Can I come over? Nope, I can't. Okay, so it has to be there. So for power, looks like I can just bring these right across. I was going to use the big ones, but these are just fine. And the smaller smelters, the power is a little closer together. That's all right. Oh, research. Let's see. Where were we? Let's see. Advanced material processing is needed for production science, which is coming very soon. So let's do that. And low density structures. And I think rocket fuel. Oh, and how about, let's go ahead and research utility science while we're here. Anything else I want to pick up just on my own? Could boost my lab research speed some more. Yeah, let's do that. There. Okay, and get this all stretched out. Good enough. Now, the downside of where I've placed these is I won't be able to place them directly south, or they will conflict with these output lines. Not a real big deal, but eh. So the robots are going to go ahead and build all of that. Obviously, I'm going to have to... They're going to have to wait for some of it to actually be constructed. So now we need to actually start placing the mines, and we need to extend our logistics network up. We're going to need mines on the coal. We're going to be putting mines on the iron ore here and more mines on copper ore up there. So let's start off by expanding our logistics network up this vertical spine, and then we'll worry about moving it off to the right. Yeah, roboports are a bit slow to make. Why are we not making them? Well, probably because we don't have any iron plate. So I am going to grab a whole bunch of stuff. And let's see. Oh, haha. Might help if I also grab other consumables here. So red chips and green chips. So let's grab all of them. Oh, and apparently I need a lot of gears for that stuff. So for now, I'm going to unlimit gears and green chips and red chips. Run, robots, run! Okay, so I'm going to place this, and I'm going to wait for the robots to catch up with me real quick. And because I'm going to be placing a lot of electric mines, let's go ahead and have 120 of them requested. We do have a ton of those in storage, so that's not a problem. Still waiting for miners. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I don't need to carry miners on me. Oh well, I can always use those miners. Let's reduce that request back down. Sorry, that was a bit of a mind fart. Let's see, miners. I want to maintain a stock of 30. Allow up to 120. There. Because my job here is not to lay them out manually, my job is to drop down the blueprints. So there's the 2 lanes worth of coal mine that we'll need. And we're going to need 4 lanes of copper. So that does not cover all of the copper patch. But I do want to cover the copper patch because the new way of putting out mines is a bit tricksy to do by hand. So let's drop one in there. Okay, that'll cover a bunch of it. And we need, what did I say, 4 of these guys? Actually, we need 6 of them. Well, the last 2 can come from somewhere else. Last 2 can come from the copper patch over here. I think. What's my size look like there? Okay, that copper patch is just plain small. So if I want to take from here, that depends on all of this being fairly compact when I lay this out. If I went south to north here, I would be sacrificing a couple of miners worth of productivity, but that gets 6. Yes, let's go like that. And if it turns out that these couple of miners are important, I can always drop more down on the sides here. So the copper is going to come out the top and go off to the right. And that covers that. So from the coal wants to go to the right and then south, which means we need another guy covering him. And as long as we're going all the way out to meet up with the iron, we're good. So come there and go north, so he's as far to the right as we can go. And give him a power line. There. So now we need to fit 4 miners on that patch. Well, we just happen to have all 4 still sitting in our copy-paste buffer. And there they are. Boom. So that doesn't cover all the way up yet. So we are going to put one of them here. And that covers not quite the whole thing. Where's about the halfway point? You're about here? About here. Why not? I am going to drag. Let's see. Let's drag the power with the big guy. There. So there's our 4 lines of iron. So these 4 lines I want to put through a balancer, and the easiest way I think to do that is to bring them all out to the left and just have a stock balancer like that. There. So we have all this space in here for any belt spaghetti that we need to do. Okay, there's our iron. Now we need to bring the coal in. There'll be one coal line that becomes our smelter line here, and there's going to be another coal line that will at some point turn south and be coal for plastic. And we need to figure out where that's coming south here. So where I am coming north or a little bit to the right. Okay, that looks like it would be a good place. I'm going to bring it down right there. Just an arbitrary decision. There. I believe that is all within our construction robot area. There. So our construction robots are complaining that they don't have nearly enough miners, so I'm going to put my miners back in the um, in the area here. Give them all up. Handy Hands is going to make us some new ones, or maybe we'll get sent some by the logistics robots. And while that is going, we can plan out how I'm going to get the copper out. The copper is coming out the top, and we can take these 6 and bring them all the way across. I'm just going to bring them straight across and straight down into down about here, and feed them into these 6 smelters. Let's run the first smelter up. Oh my goodness, this is why I keep getting deliveries of green chips. 200. Let's cap it at 400 for now. There we go. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I've got to watch that. A spare 0 inside this request area, and you end up saturating your entire product line. Let's walk out of logistics range for a moment and back in. See, similar with these guys, I want to go from 50 to 200. Okay, let's let the robots settle. Anybody else going crazy? Yeah, okay, we're done. So I don't have a really good 6 to 6 balancer in my head. I've got an 8 to 8 that I like using, which isn't a perfect balancer, but I'm not going to use it this time. I'm really good at 3x3. What I'm going to do is do a 3x3 and a 3x3 and just let it sit there. Oops. So the 3x3 balancer that I'm going to do, we did 2 of them. Oops. This goes. Nope, that's right. And that's off by 1. So there. So you get 6 lanes coming in up here. and 6 lanes plus whatever comes in here gets spread evenly across these 4, so you get 1/4 of this, and this feedback stabilizes out so that we end up with these 3 being balanced to those 3. And I am not going to worry about the 3 on the left versus the 3 on the right. And we are just going to stripe this up like that. Ack. So from here, I'm just going to bring it right across like that, and up, whoop, down. And we're going to need to either run all that by hand or put all that inside our logistics network area. And I think I'm just going to run the logistics network up there. Fortunately, I have a couple of blueprints which will help. So this is a Roboport grid that heads north. And you can just drop it down. Like that. Now, the downside is that this uses the power poles, which are going to be in less and less supply. So what I want to do is replace these with the ones that are 9 wide. So if I put it there, so I very carefully made that blueprint, which I'm also very carefully not using. So we're going to go from there all the way down to there. Actually, let's so it's this guy. Select a new contents. Like that, and we need to reduce its vertical size by 4, so this is a 45 by 45. That makes sense because these power poles have a stride of 9. This becomes 45, and this changes to one of these. There we go. And now I can drop this down. And how about that? Let's see, this guy, he's going to be similar. There. So if we place him there, let's move this up one. Okay, so there's that. Oh, I forgot. This guy needs to be select new contents there, down to there, and this is 45 and medium poles. And now key stripes to the west. And I think that gets me coverage of where I need it. Yep. So now what do I want to build manually? Well, let's dump down my concrete first. Then I can dump down what I have for power. Power's laid out. I have 2 roboports. Okay, so next step, we actually need the copper to flow. There, now copper is blueprinted down, and I believe the coal is also hooked up and blueprinted down and filled in actually. Ooh, oh, somebody is violating my path. We have iron flowing. So just need to hook up the bottom of the smelter again. Where did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the miscount was putting this line in here. So what we're missing now is radar coverage so I can see what's going on. I did not request in any radar. Let's do that. See, I always want to keep 5, but if I've got 20, that's good. So we're going to head north. I'm watching my radar outline on the right for when it separates from stuff below it. And what I'm seeing is that there's actually a whole lot that's not covered. So I'm going to head all the way back down and tuck it right there because that lines it all up so this becomes a hole. Okay, now we can go north. Now, it looks to me like I can just tuck this radar in on the inside of the corner. Just like that. I'm not too worried about making the radar coverage abut each other. Just as long as I get decent radar coverage, it shows me where things are. Yeah, let's do it there. Oh, in this area up here, I keep forgetting that when I stripe my blueprints off into the wild yonder, it actually puts them there. Now, this thing. There. So at this point, if I were to extend my power and my logistics to the right, I could pick up some wood. I will do that if it turns out that I need wood, but I suspect I will not need wood. Especially if I actually truly commit to using the new power poles in everything. So if I have done that right, we should now see 2 partial belts of steel, 2 full belts of iron, 3 full belts of copper, followed by another belt of copper, followed by 2 more belts of copper. And our bots will pick up the rest of that cruft when they get to it. I am going to let this cycle for a bit to have the bots finish building everything, and when I come back, we will be all set and ready to go for the next part of the build. In fact, I'm just going to park myself right over here, and this is where I'll be.